Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 486, we're going to continue Decktober with Linden, the Steadfast Queen. Now, there are a lot of things I like about this card. We'll start with the positive. I love the name, the art, the creature type, the flavor text, even power and toughness. I love the fact that she's got vigilance. It's every other part of the card I don't like. Pretty much that one line. Wizards, by the way, if you could print us some playable mono white legends, that would be awesome. Anyway, so Linden the Steadfast Queen, 3/3 Vigilant for 3, which, I mean, the rate is really good. 3/3 Vigilant for 3 with whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did the best I could. I think the actual Queen of the Realm should have a little more than that. I think the Queen of this entire plane should be a little more powerful than that. She should, I don't know, protect or I don't know. I got nothing. But I can tell you that art is second to none, and I'm tickled to death. I got a foil. So, that being said, we do the best we can with what we got, and this is what we got. So, I don't know about y'all, but like the very first creature that I thought of, because obviously this is going to be a creature-heavy deck, is a Johnny's Pridemate. By the way, this is the new wording. I guess it is possible that some of y'all don't know. They errated a Johnny's Pridemate to work better with the online versions, MTGO and Arena, because every time there was a life gain, it threw up another spot to click, would you like to use this ability? And they just automatically defaulted to yes. Now, a Johnny says whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on it. It does not say you may put. It just happens. And they did that to reduce the amount of clicks that you play in a normal game. I get it. But I like it because it just auto happens, you know. I guess we've started with creatures, so let's continue on with creatures, shall we? Now, our commander does gain life. So I got the big cat beast in there, Felidar Sovereign, you know, 4/6 Vigilant lifelink during your upkeep. If you've got 40 or more life, you just a win. But y'all know my history with this card. Y'all seen it in a ton of my decks. I have never won a game with Felidar Sovereign. Now, albeit there is, you know, I don't play a lot of my decks often. You know, I try to play them all, but I don't play the same one over and over and over again. So, I get it. That may be a huge factor in it, but I put it in there because it's a life gain deck, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I got a lot of big stuff in here. We have Healer of the Pride. Whenever we get a creature, we get 2 life. Of course, we got our Soul Warden to gain us 1 life for every creature that enters the battlefield, period. Healer's Hawk. I figure since we're gaining life by attacking, it kind of leads us down the path of playing creatures, and why not play creatures with lifelink? So we'll have some life, you know. Suture Priest, Beloved Princess, Soldier of the Pantheon. I thought was a nice include. Multicolor spells are pretty popular. Okay, we're just going to get into the big stuff here. Well, I say big. Voice of All, great card. Pro the Chosen Color, that can help a lot. Well, of course, a White Knight. I figured a Queen's got to have a Knight to protect her. I almost did White Knights .deck, but I feel like I've already done that way back there. And I just did the 3-color Knights, so I didn't want to, you know, overuse the Knight thing. We've got Victory's Herald. it passes out flying and lifelink when it attacks. So, you know, that's really good. I like the lifelink. I would really love the lifelink on Zetalpa, Primal Dawn. I've got Zetalpa in there, I'll be honest with you, because it is a big, mean beater. It's indestructible, and yes, I know I pronounced that wrong. I was trying to say two words at once. Anyway, Zetalpa can just end games, and there are times when you just need to end the game. Now, we are playing mono white, so Hand of Justice from Fallen Empires, 6 mana, 2/6, but you tap the hand and 3 white creatures to destroy any target creature. Repeatable removal is nice. No card expenditure. Sir Alan makes an appearance, you know, first strike 4/4, and when it attacks, your other creatures get bigger, so we're all about attacking, evidently, with this deck. Sarah's Guardian gives all your other creatures vigilance, so your whole team's got vigilance. That's pretty neat. Deathless Angel is going to, for 2 mana, you get the giant flyer that just passes out indestructible to end of turn. World Queller. Let's read this for a second. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may choose a card type. If you do, each player sacrifices a permanent of that type. So obviously we're going to pick either A, whatever's bothering us, or B, whatever we don't have. I don't have any Planeswalkers in this deck, so I can see me choosing Planeswalker quite a bit if there's even one other Planeswalker at the table. Herald of the Host has Myriad, which kind of solves the combat damage problem in Commander. But one thing to note here, when the Myriad copies come out, they don't trigger the Queen because they're not declared as an attacker. They just come into play attacking. So that's an important thing to note. Magus of the Disc, I should probably have in the removal section, but, you know, just like the Disc, it can choke some hands. It can keep... By choking hands, what I mean is it can keep cards in people's hands that they would otherwise play. You know, you don't play into an open disc. So that theory that you don't play into an open disc, you don't play into a, you know, this is pretty much the same thing. Because you're just wasting cards at that point. But you not playing cards is beneficial to the person that played the disc. So it's good 2 different ways. Voidstone Gargoyle. Now, 3/3 flyer for 5, right? As Voidstone Gargoyle comes into play, name a non-land card. Now, I'm reading name a commander, but that's just me. The name card can't be played. Activated abilities of permanents with that name can't be played. And activated abilities of cards with that name that aren't in play can't be played. Now, this will not stop the Imminence ability because it's not activated. But there's a lot of command. If Memnarch is your commander, game over, man. I know. Well, maybe not game over, but it's definitely hard to work around. But it does stop a lot of commanders and a lot of other problem cards as well. Riders of Gavany. You know, hey, human creatures you control have protection from creatures of the chosen type, so that's nice. Let's look at a Nomad Mystic. Pro red and black, and of course Threshold, you know, it gets bigger and flyer. Quinde. Have you noticed there's a lot of creatures that have first strike in here? I mean, Valor says there's a whole bunch of cards of creatures that has first strike. So Valor and Quinde kind of work very well together. Odric, of course, their marshal, passing out. The big thing here is lifelink. Yeah, double strikes on there too. Reach, trample, death touch. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Let's look at the Diamond Knight. I mean, it's monocolor. Obviously, we're going to choose white. And cast, it just keeps getting bigger. Now, it is a 3-mana 1/1 Vigilant to start off with, but I foresee this getting bigger because, you know, we're playing a whole bunch of white cards. Last creature, probably kind of a nombo, but, you know, playing mono white's kind of a nombo. 6 mana, 4/5, Harmonious Archon. Now it flies, but non-Archon creatures have base power and toughness 3/3. When Archon enters the battlefield, you get 2/1/1 humans. Now those humans obviously become, you know, 3/3s. So this is 10 power worth of creatures spread across 3 bodies for 6 mana. Well, that's really good. And that is, you know, you're playing 1 card and you're essentially getting 3 cards. So that is card advantage, you know. When you cast this, you effectively just cast 3 cards. Hey, we takes is what we gets is in white, right? So let's look at let's look at all of our card draw. Done. Tower of Fortunes. 8 mana, draw 4 cards. I know that doesn't look amazing, and it's not amazing. But how many times, playing mono white, have you gone to untap, only you didn't have anything to untap because they were all, you didn't use that mana? There we go. Tower of Fortunes, drawing 4 cards, not bad. So our ramp, we have got to try to do the best I could with ramp. You know, Wayfarer's Bauble, Marble Diamond, Mana Prism, Oketra's Monument. We are playing with a ton of creatures, and you know your creatures are buy one get one free now. Heraldic Banner taps to the white and helps the team. That's pretty sweet. Urgolem's Eye, Smothering Tithe, which is, as it turned out, a way better card than we all thought at first pass. Yeah, I thought it was good, but in February when the Grand Prix came, I say locally, it didn't really come locally, it came about an hour away. I guess that is locally, you know, Magic speaking. These were in bulk bins for 50 cents, and I didn't scoop them up. I didn't. I mean, I bought like 3, but that was it. Core Cartographer is going to get us land. The Explorer gets us land, and Spinning Wheel, you know, can get us mana and, you know, potentially remove a blocker or Brave the Elements is my trick. Well, it's one of my tricks. So let's look at this Battle Mastery. Of course, passing out the Double Strike to whoever gets it. Now this is just insurance because there's other, y'all saw the other ways in the deck to get it. But I'll be honest with you, this deck is probably a really good teaching someone how to play Commander, the concepts of Commander with Commander damage and a higher life total. And I like to, when I teach somebody how to play Commander, first off, I want to make sure they know how to play Magic because they need to know how the turn structure works and what to do with instants and sorceries and planeswalkers and whatnot. So that's my first step, is teaching them how to play. Get that Seedborn Muse out of the way. It's not part of this equation. That's for Angus McKenzie. But this deck would probably be a really good crossover from what do they call it? Baby's first CDH deck. You know, Nomad Assembly. You know, that's a whole lot of white creatures attacking. And the next turn, you're going to get a whole lot more white creatures. So, yeah, I just figured it's, you know, it's more creatures, more life. True Conviction. Double striking lifelink, because I wanted that lifelink. Congregate, because why not, right? I know this is an awful lot of life gain. I really probably should put that... oh, help me out. I just used it the other night in Jorah. Pay 50, deal 50, gain storm life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm brain dead. Actually, I'm full. Because I made a giant pot of chili. Because down here in Tennessee, it just now got cool. It's probably been 50, 60 degrees today. And I know some parts of the world that's not that cold, that's warm. But down here, we've been living with 100 degrees. It gets 50 something. It's time to make some chili. So I made some chili. I made 4 gallons. That's how big my pot is. And so, yeah, all the blood rushes to your stomach. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Contemplation. Whenever you cast a spell, gain a life. Why? See, this is the deck needs that artifact. What is oh shoot. Pay 50, deal 50. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you scream it a little louder at your screen, I'll be able to hear it. Unquestioned authority. I like the fact that two lines here is awesome. Protection from creatures, and it replaces itself by drawing you a card. So, Armored Ascension, we're playing mono white. We could accidentally slap this on our commander and get some commander damage wins with the Queen. Yes, Queen. Commander's Insignia. I figured we'd give this one a try. I'm not super stoked about it, but our commander does cost 3. So I would imagine she's going to die in a various amount of ways. So, I can see it. It's at least going to get 1, right? If you cast your commander once, it's a really bad anthem. But if you cast your commander twice, it's a dictate without flash. If you cast it 3 times, it's that Celestia card, but cheaper. I mean, you know, yeah. So let's look at some Well, let's look at our non-basic lands. Castle Ardenvale had to be in there. I mean, it's it's kind of her castle. So, Emeria the Sky Ruin, I felt like needed to be in there as well, simply because just bring creatures back, getting all the card advantage we can out of this color. Couple cycle lands in Secluded Steppe and Drifting Meadow. Could be our Crossroads just because it gains us 2 life. And the Idyllic Grange, putting a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Now, removal. I've only got 2 board wipes in the Plinger Outburst and Ravnica at War. Love that Ravnica at War in mono white decks. I'm telling you, I love it. For, obvious reasons. Now, I tried to find things like, yes, I'm running the Disenchant, but I'm also running the Aura Blast because yes, it's more narrow, it just destroys target enchantment, but it draws you a card. Mana Tithe, and like Force Spike and Mana Leak, all of these cards I put in decks, and I think this shouldn't be good in Commander. It should not be good. Because these are long games. These are big games. We have lots of mana. But just start noticing how many times people tap out. We want max value. We play in a format where we don't regularly get punished by tapping out. There's not a whole lot of counter magic. There's not a whole lot of, it's Commander. It's the big splashy thing. But, and how many times have you seen somebody draw the last land they needed and then tap out to play their Commander? Mana Tithe. Wing Shards. I run Wing Shards just to keep teaching the lesson. I do. And the lesson is attack before you cast your spells, people. There's many reasons. One, yeah, you're playing around Wing Shards, but that's not the important part. The important part is if you attack before you take your turn, you're giving away less information to your opponents. If you make your land drop, play a creature, tap out, your opponent knows you have no tricks. Or you have no, things with like Raid or Morbid or whatever. Sometimes you need that attack to happen. Most of the time, you want to attack before you play anything, unless, what you play is going to have an impact on combat. Creature with haste, overrun, what have you. It's just one of those valuable lessons that don't give away more information than you have to. Don't let your opponent make a more informed combat decision whether to block or not. Faith Fetters. It gains life. That's why it's in here. Giant Killer. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. There's no shortage of those in our format. True Love's Kiss. Also draws a card, but it exiles the artifact or enchantment. So I figured between the exile and the card draw, it was worth the 2 more. Devout Lightcaster. If you'll notice, a lot of these are creatures that have ETBs of doing things because we need creatures to attack with. Just, that's what we do. A pro-black, and it exiles a black permanent when it comes into play. So that's neat. Cloud Chaser Eagle and Aven Cloud Chaser, essentially the same card. They're just different creature types. 1/7's an enchantment. Trapped in a Tower. I like the fact that it can't activate its abilities, so that's nice. Outflank. We're probably going to have a lot of creatures, so this is, can just outright kill a creature. That's got to be attacking or blocking, but it does a pretty good Path or Swords impersonation with as many creatures as we have. Going to try this Glass Casket. If it wasn't from Eldraine, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it. And our last card is a discussion piece here. Spurn Mage Advocate. Now, it's a 1-mana 1/1. So that, it's not bad with an ability. Return 2 target cards from an opponent's graveyard to their hand. You get to destroy an attacking creature. Now, this says destroy attacking creature. I'll give you back your fetch land and your whatever to get rid of that thing that's killing me. Sure enough will. Repeatedly. So, I like it. Now, granted, I don't run it a bunch. There was a period in Magic where they did a bunch of these, like all the advocates, Force Mage Advocate, Null Mage, whatever. But this one, I can speak to this one I kind of like. So, that is Linden. I know I was, probably kind of harsh, but it seems like that they have gone out of their way with this particular set to give, a lot of these monocolor legends are pretty neat and unique. And, we got Emeria, and we got Conrad, and there's a lot of thought put into those. Even Kara, but it seems like when they got to the white ones, Linden and Sir Alan, it seemed like it was just more of the same. It was just, oh look, it's white. Play creatures, turn them sideways. That's what y'all do. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. There's every 3 or 4 years, there's a rumor going around that they talk about adding a 6-color to Magic. In this set, I'm not sure there's 5. I say that. I like mono white, y'all know that. I dare say probably up there, most of my monocolor decks are probably mono white. It's so easy to do. You've got soldiers and angels and humans and clerics, and there's all kinds of I see Zatalpa there, Anafinza. Yeah, I've probably got more mono white decks than any of the other monocolor ones done. I like it, but you know what? I feel like that deck that we just went through, I feel like I've done that before. I feel like I've done that before a lot. And I realize that when we're talking stuff like that, it's easy to get the, oh, I've done this before feeling. But I try to keep them as different as possible, and sometimes it's not possible. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Telling you, chilly. It's chilly night. Oh, I gotta tell you this, just to get it up. Oh, it popped it in my head. I woke up this morning, because I was off today. Woke up this morning. It is October, so As y'all know, I work in a grocery store, and October 1st, the music changed. Yeah. There's like 5 or 6 Halloween songs that they rotate through. Now, granted, they mix other songs with it, but, and weirdly enough, Monster Mash is not one of them, right? But, Thriller, a very abbreviated Thriller. Now, I love Thriller, MJ fan. But this is like 3 minutes long, and I hear it every hour, so I hear it about 10, 11 times a day. And so Thriller, backstory here. That's all backstory. So this morning, I wake up, and I'm like, yeah, it's chilly night tonight. And all of a sudden, in my mind, the words change from Thriller. Replace Thriller with chilly. Chilly night. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Putting up with my rambling. But there's another deck over there on that table I got to do. So, and that'll be what? That'll be tomorrow for y'all. Who is that? Who is that? That is Mono Black. Ayara. First of Lockswing. Mono Black. It's pretty fun. But anyway, right now, it is time to shuffle and cut.